It's Rich Eisen podcast on the NFL Network. Kevin Costner in studio, NFL.com/Rich Eisen, and iTunes, also the host of NFL Game Day Morning. How was Costner?
Excellent. He's great. Told some great stories I'd never heard before, actually.
About what?
He said that he almost didn't do Field of Dreams, that he was committed to another movie, the name that escapes me right now. I don't know if he ever made the other movie, but the other movie was late in getting started. The Field of Dreams director called up Costner and said, listen, you like the script, and I know you like the script, but it's time to shoot the movie now. It's got to go now. And the reason why he gave him that the movie had to go now is because they planted the corn, and it was a certain height. And if it got any higher, all the shots that they had planned would not be able to be gotten. So it's like go or go, no-go time now. The corn is high. I'd never heard that story before.
Field of Dreams or Bull Durham? Better baseball movie.
You know what? I go Bull Durham because I think Field of Dreams is not really even a baseball movie in a way. I know it involves baseball and there's a lyrical nature to it, and we all know obviously the guys coming out of the corn are integral to the whole plot and the concept of the movie, but it really is a father-son story more than anything else. Bull Durham that's a baseball movie. That's about baseball. That's about riding buses. That's about trying to get out.
No, it's about love.
You know, in a way it could be too, but there's still a lot more baseball in that movie than there is in Field
But it's about
Dreams.
relationships. It's Susan Sarandon and her relationship with Nuke LaLoosh and then Kevin Costner and.
But that's what makes a good sports movie, Dan. It's about more than just the sport itself. It involves the sport to tell the story. But Field of Dreams, to me, it is a lot about baseball in a way, but a sports movie about the sport being involved, woven into the whole fabric of the film. I'd go with Bull Durham.
Yeah, and all of these movies, when you have a sports movie, they use the sports element of it as a place to go back to, jump off from, and then you explore relationships. Because in Hoosiers, it's a father-son relationship, Gene Hackman trying to make up for his past, his love affair with Barbara Hershey, an entire community's love affair with the basketball team, that relationship. So the way they're interwoven, that's what it takes a good movie to a great movie level.
I think that's the best sports movie of all time, Hoosiers. I don't think there's any better one.
Really?
I go Hoosiers number one. I think I've mentioned that on the show before, but I go Hoosiers number one, yeah.
Best football movie of all time?
I'd say toss-up because they're two totally different movies, North Dallas 40 and Brian's Song.
North Dallas 40 by Pete Gent, great book. Nick Nolte was great in the role. Mac Davis.
Yes, is the quarterback.
Yeah. So he's playing Don Meredith, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's clearly the Dallas Cowboys, the whole thing. And I love that movie. But Brian's Song is, people mention Remember the Titans as well. It's the best football movie of all time. I don't.
Blindside?
Blindside, no, I don't go there.
The original Longest Yard, or in the remake in which I started?
Well, you were the thin blue line in that movie, Dan. You definitely felt real. You were the most real part about the movie.
Yeah, I actually asked a police officer how to play a police officer, pulling somebody over.
How did that go?
I forgot all about it. When I started shooting the scene, and Sandler says, Danny, like he would ad lib.
Yeah.
So every scene that we shot, every take we had, Sandler had different lines. So he says to the cop who's next to me, Chris, the small guy with big ears, he goes, you get, whatever, you get satellite on those ears or something. And then the next time he would do it, he'd have different lines. And so I'd stop, and he'd go, Danny, this is acting, ad lib. So I give him a high five in the movie. It's not in the script. I just thought it was a funny line. So I said, put my hand out to give him high five. So they left it in the movie. So Here I'm trying to be a cop as you're pulling somebody over. I had no idea what I was
I
doing.
love that story, Dan, but you know what the most lasting piece of that story to me is, Dan? Not the story about the ad-libbing and your relationship with Sandler.
Yeah.
It's that you were a professional to begin with.
Yeah.
And you studied for the role.
I'm a pro's pro, Rich.
You researched. You try to get
in fact,
deep
I got
into
pulled
that role.
over a couple of times by the police just to see what it felt like.
Did you? That's next level, Dan. I mean, that really is
Thank
something
you.
that I don't know if Sandler has people who appear in films who do that sort of
It's
stuff.
not like Sandler went to prison to know what it felt like to be in prison.
No.
But
See,
that's the difference.
But that's why you're his go-to guy, or one of them,
Thank you.
Why.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's what I take from that story.
Thank you. 4 weeks to the draft.
Yeah, I mean it's getting a little crazy now because I'm used to it. It feels like it should be 2, and now we've got that extra 2-week period to try and just turn things and churn things over in our heads now. And there's really no clarity at this point, and I don't think we're going to get it we may not get it until the day of the draft and what the Texans are going to do, which leaves what the Rams are going to do sort of up in the air. The one thing that I am hearing is this is the best draft that's been around since this will be our 11th one.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't hear that every year though. I don't hear that every year that it's the best one. But the best one that NFL Network's covered in terms of the best first round class of kids that are not only really good at what they do on the field, but they've interviewed well. They all get it. They're all smart. They're all bright-eyed, all of them. And if you've got, like the Rams or the Browns, 2 picks in this first round, that's a golden ticket. And you might see a lot of teams give up picks in future drafts to just get in this one.
Are you privately rooting for Johnny Manziel to drop in the first round?
No.
No, it's the host.
Why? Because
Content.
It'll be interesting?
Yeah. I would be.
I don't know, Dan. I don't like to manufacture drama. I like to.
Well, you don't manufacture. You can't do anything about it. You can only react to it.
if
But
I root
privately,
for it,
well, privately,
I don't. Dan, I don't think it's going to happen. You do? You really do?
Okay.
No way.
What, that he drops?
Yeah.
Okay. Does Bridgewater drop?
Yes, maybe. Maybe.
Yes.
But I mean,
maybe?
yes, maybe. You like that? I didn't go maybe yes. I went yes, maybe. I said something definitive and then immediately hedged. Nobody knows, man. I mean, I can't imagine these guys get past 5 with Jacksonville, Cleveland, and Oakland going 3, 4, 5.
How about Detroit looking at Sammy Watkins?
I don't know what to make of any of this.
Okay, haven't they been down this road? Didn't they take like 3 wide receivers? Wasn't there a Roy Williams and a Thomas and Charles Rogers and?
We joke with Mary, but one of them was Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson. Yeah, so they got
that wasn't bad.
I love Sammy Watkins. As far as the guy you plug in right away, day one, and contributes.
You hear Watkins, you hear Evans, you hear Benjamin, and then you hear the kid from Oregon State, Brandon Cooks, is the best of them all. I mean, that's what so many people are saying. It's so deep, it's so great. The tackles, the left tackles are
tight ends,
stupendous. You hear about Khalil Mack and him is one of the best defensive prospects that have come around in a long time. And oh, by the way, Clowney's sitting at the top of the draft.
Are you in draft day with Kevin Costner?
I am. Yes.
So
I am.
Okay, I see what happened.
You know what? What you see what?
Costner, you're in the movie, and then all of a sudden Costner's on the podcast.
We kick it.
All right, I see what's going on. All right,
I met Kev at the.
I call him KC.
Okay, I met KC at the '99 All-Star Game in Boston when he emceed the All-Century Teams announcement. If you remember that incredible pregame ceremony at the All-Star Game in Fenway, where they had the All-Century Teams roll out Field of Dreams.
Ted Williams, yeah.
And then Ted Williams came out in a hitter.net hat. To throw out the first pitch.
Product placement for Teddy Ballgame.
Do you remember that?
Okay, so you play yourself on draft day hosting the NFL. Okay.
Yes, with Dion and
Berman. Does Berman make a cameo?
He's the first voice you hear in the whole movie. He's the first voice. He's in the cast of Order of Appearance. He's the first one. And then I waited to see where my name was, and it was right after Commissioner Roger Goodell is himself.
Teddy, bridge over troubled waters.
That's if he drops.
Yes.
That's if he drops.
Well, all right, so you and KC are kicking it a little bit.
We're kicking it on the pod.
I like that.
As the kids like to say.
I like that. I like that.
We're kicking it on the pod.
Yeah. We had Jen Garner on earlier in the week.
Oh, you did have her on?
Yeah, Jenny. She was adorable.
Oh, she's always
adorable.
Did you see her in person? Did you get her in person?
No. But I have to be.
She sounded adorable.
She sounded adorable. But
or
here's the thing.
Stipulated.
I can't have Jen Garner in person.
Why?
Because that wouldn't be fair to her. I mean, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to Ben Affleck.
Why? Because she'd need a restraining order from Fritzy within 5 minutes.
Well, that could be true, but if that girl sits next to me, I mean, it's ball game.
It's a wrap.
I'm Danny Ballgame.
You close?
Yeah,
you're close.
Yeah.
You're the Rivera.
Do you realize that Costner?
Mm-hmm.
All right, a quick story here.
Yes.
A long story long. Mm-hmm. We're in San Antonio Final Four many years ago.
You and Casey?
Casey and we were at the coaches' party.
Mm-hmm.
There was this like I don't know, level 5 Amber Alert stalker there, some girl who was in love with me.
Oh, boy.
And I didn't realize this. So Costner comes over and says to me, I'm going to take a bullet for you. And I go, what? And he had these saddle shoes on. I remember he had these saddle shoes. He goes, I'm going to take a bullet for you. He walks over and starts talking to her, and I'm standing there. He turns to me and he says, get out of here. So he was my wingman.
Crash Davis is your wingman.
Yes. Wow. Yes. I was Nuke LaLoosh.
You were.
And then I saw him after that, and he goes, I gave you an out. I gave you an out. And I said, yes, thank you.
So you blew it, or what?
I didn't leave on time.
Of all the times for you not to ghost.
I know.
Dad.
I know. I usually go poof, but this is.
I mean, seriously.
I did not know. And then I thought, well, wait, Costner muscling in here. What's going on? Then I realized, no, he's doing me a favor. This was a stage 5 clinger.
Yeah. Stage 5.
Stage 5. All right, I'm going to give you a chance to do your Jim Nance impersonation.
Oh, excellent. Are
you ready?
This is a tradition unlike any other.
Here we go. Hit the music. Jim Nance as performed by Rich Eisen.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another edition of the Masters. Augusta National throws open the pearly gates as the wind whispers through the pine straw. Another champion will have the green jacket. Pardon. But no. Hold on. That's the football guy in me coming out. Here, let me try again. Let me try again.
No, that's it. You're one and done.
Roll it one more time. Come on down. Here we go.
All right.
Hello, friends. Augusta National throws open its pearly gates as the wind whispers through the pine straw and the azaleas. By the end of the weekend, another champion will wear the green jacket and wind up being a person of interest. Thursday at 10 on CBS.
Murder, she wrote.
I got one more. I got one last one. I've got to finish it up here.
Okay.
I got to finish it up.
Okay, finish up strong.
Tiger Woods is not here this week. A back injury. A disappointment. But that is elementary. On CBS Thursdays at 9 with special guest star Anthony LaPaglia. Here on America's Most Watched Network, home of the Masters.
Tiger has a bad back. It could be a Big Bang Theory.
It could be.
Thursdays on CBS. Thank you, Rich.
All right, DP. Thanks for the mulligan there.
All right, buddy.
Thanks for the mulligan.
All
there.
right,
So
Rich
what's the
Eisen.
football guy in me with the gold jacket? I just only know one speed, you know?
Keep your head up.
All right, Dan.
The Rich Eisen podcast with Kevin Costner, KC, NFL.com/Rich Eisen, and on iTunes.